trying to figure out what I do.
Where do they go?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Cast and Blast podcast. This is a raw and unfiltered podcast where we talk fishing, hunting, we keep the lines tight, we keep the barrels hot, and we keep the beer cold. Let me introduce my Cast and Blast crew. I'm Pinche Ben.
We got Nasty Jim.
And Mr.
RPG.
What's going on, guys? How we all doing?
What's up, man? What's up? Good. We're back together.
That's right. For all you out there on the other side of this camera, thanks for joining. We appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoy this cast.
I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm enjoying it already.
What we talking today, gents?
Today we are talking late summer fishing tactics.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's a tough one.
It's the ugly, what did we call it earlier?
Foggist.
The
Fuggist.
Foggist.
But why? Because fuck August.
That's
The
It's
fish
hot,
don't
it's
like
grueling.
it. We don't like it.
And
But it's almost, I guess it's not almost over, but
no,
Nah.
fishing ain't never over. But before we get too deep,
Okay.
Nasty Jim, why don't you tell the folks that are watching right now what we need them to do?
if I was you and I was watching us, I would like, and then I would comment, and I would also subscribe. Probably subscribe first. That's what I would do if I was you. So if you haven't done yet, do so. Thank you.
And make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. We're going to be dropping new content every week, so make sure you stay locked in. Fellas, we're talking late summer fishing tactics.
The grueling, the hottest, but it's still fun.
Summer is here.
Is it
Breaking news.
breaking news?
Right.
Guys, it's August, and temps are high. The water's hot. The fish are moody, and we're out here just trying to get a bite.
You
Just
know,
about.
oddly, the water's high too.
The water is high.
Good Lord, we've had some rain.
Yeah, we've had some rain here in Texas. In case you haven't been following the news,
And
the water is high.
Yeah, what a change of pace, but you know, it's part of it. That's why
We've
they
been
call
looking
it fishing, not catching.
yeah, true. We've been looking for that tight line, and we've got it, but it's either a tree pounder, a rock, or each other. I don't know, but
I like to call myself the hydrilla killer.
the hydrilla killer. Summertime's hard, man. Summertime's hard for fishing. You know, late summer can be, but that's why we're
I
here,
grew up
man.
on fish sticks. I don't know if that's with the same thing I'm catching now, but I thought they were pretty good then.
Yo, on the real fish sticks with ketchup and tapatio,
Bro.
bro. If you
A
mix
little bit of mac and cheese on the side, son. Come on.
I'll be back.
Are we fishing or we eating?
Well, we're talking fishing.
Yeah, let's talk some.
So let's
fishing.
dive in, fellas. It's August. We're talking late summer fishing tactics. And when it's hot,
We're going to give you 5 top baits. Well, I guess my top baits, and then you guys can chime in. But, you know, we all have a lure that it's a go-to. You know, it never
Yeah.
fails. It's year-round, whatever the case is. We're going
and
to
that changes from month to month and time to time and,
It does.
and seasons and whatnot, colors, all that stuff. Robert, tell us what are your 5 top baits.
And let's be real, Robert is on the water a lot, so he knows.
Whether it's in the shower or on the boat, I'm on the water, right?
Water's water.
Right. So I tell you, my top, and everybody, this is for the ones who do know me, who know Mr. RPG. I am not shy of a fluke. So fluke for me stays tied on, stays on the deck of the boat 24/7, 12 months out of the year. Just such a versatile bait. You can throw it out. You can have it weightless. You can have it weighted. You can have it. I like throwing it weightless with a heavy stainless swivel barrel. I leave about 14 inches of line in between that swivel barrel and that fluke. And what that's going to do, it's going to give it a real subtle drop. So once you throw that in the water, it's going to give it that weight.
Little
That
natural.
Exactly. Gives it that dead shad look, and it's such a deadly. Throw it into the weeds. You can throw it into brush. You can throw it into your 4-wheel drive 4x4 lure. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So that's my top. Number 2, never give up top water. I don't care what you're doing. Whether you're coming in, going out, whatever the case is, you've got a walking bait, you've got a buzz bait. See that skirt on that buzz bait? Cut
No.
it out, throw it in the trash. That's
No.
what I say.
What? Straight
No
garbage,
skirt.
huh?
Garbage. I like putting a frog behind there.
I like taking skirts off too, but I don't normally put a frog back there.
It's gonna be a little ribbit either way.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
The other one we're gonna move into is the old famous Whopper Plopper. Everybody knows this is a Whopper Plopper. I use Chapo was one of my favorites. It was a lure that a good friend of mine made, and had it for years. And I finally hung her up somewhere where I couldn't get her, so she gone. And the other one is, of course, a good old jerk bait. You know, there's it's hot. So whenever you get into the water, there's going to be different temperatures, different areas you want to hit. And this bait is great because you can add a little weight on the bottom of it. You could take the weight, you can get it where it suspends, you can get it where it floats. So you can hit that target area for the temperature of water you're looking for.
I would tell you, when fishing, a jerk bait is way better to fish with than jerk chicken.
It depends on what you're fishing for.
Take it from me, from experience. Yeah, no.
Right. So those are the top 5 baits. I don't know what you guys are, would you guys like throwing? Is there any of these on the table, or do you have a completely different lineup?
Man, for me, there's 2 baits there that I don't see that I like. And one that I really like is the topwater. Whopper Plopper's probably one of my favorite. The second being a spinner bait, and then the third being probably just a jig. I don't have I really want to get experience with the flukes like you are. I've seen you work those flukes, and it's magical, man. I want to be able to do that. I need to get out there and do some learning.
Yeah, I have to take you out and let you hold my rod and show you how to work a fluke.
Only if I can cast it.
All right, so I myself am looking for cover.
Yeah.
And when I'm fishing cover, I'm looking for the grass piles. And right now, with the water that came in, it pushed in a lot of debris. There's piles of debris laying over all the edges of water right now. I'm going to try to get under it. I'm going to try to get through it. So I'm either going to punch through with a, I'm either going to try to punch through it with a good football jig and just try to get through it.
Yeah.
I'm also going to try to do an old school Texas rig with a bullet weight on top. And I like to peg it down to the top of the bait and just keep that bullet weight tight to the top of that lure and just punch through. And then I can also swim that back right above the top of that. It kind of can work 2 ways for you.
Yeah.
You can punch through and get down deep and kind of get under it, or you can kind of skip over that cover and kind of work it back really fast.
Okay.
And try to draw those fish that are hanging out under that cover. Try to draw them up, because that's what they're doing. They're looking for cover. They're looking for that shade.
Fish are a lot like us, aren't they?
Yeah. You're talking about, Robert talked about these different baits, and they're used in different applications depending on the water, so late summer when you go out and fish, it kind of depends on the time of day. I'm just going to guess, Robert, but if it's, 2:00 in the afternoon, are you throwing this? Are you walking the dog, or you
probably not going to walk the dog, because, again, fish are like us. If it's hot, we're going to try to find some shady areas. So I'm going to try to look for, a bank or a point, something that has an underwater movement. So that's their natural air conditioning. Yeah. You got underwater channel. If it hits off of that point, it's going to be cool in that point. Not only that, what else does the current bring? It brings bait. It's shoving it in there. So that's what I'm looking for.
Current brings oxygen. Oxygen brings bait.
Yeah, moving water is going to be some oxygen. And when you're talking about those different, y'all both already said it. You're looking for cover.
That's right.
Late summer, just like you said, the fish are like us. They're looking for that shade. They're looking for that coolness.
Or they're going deeper.
Or they're going deeper. So it just depends. And
you can also read water with electronics. You know that, right?
Oh, man, electronics.
So that's your best friend now.
There's one word that everybody looks for on electronics. If you got good enough electronics, you'll see it. It's called Thermocline.
Yeah, Thermocline. So that's a big one, too. And personally, I think that's something that gets overlooked a lot, is that Thermocline. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's the water column, and it's temperatures and oxygen levels in between those. And it's where the fish, there's an optimum level of oxygen and temperature for a fish, and they may hang in that area depending on time of year, body of water, and you're going to find that in your lakes and reservoirs so much. You're not going to find it in moving water like rivers, streams, and creeks and things like that. Right. But what you will find in all of those, whether it's a river, a creek, a stream, a lake, a reservoir, a pond, is you're going to find some type of structure, whether it's that, you got the moss, the hydrilla over here, you got a rock ledge, you have, overhanging trees, you got structure in the water, timber, standing timber in the water, whatever it is. But you're really going to want to key in on those shady covered spots in that late summer. And you may want to try any 5 of these baits, and depending on the time of day it is, because You know, if it's early morning, which is my favorite time to fish in the late summer, and that's because you have all night for everything to cool down. You can go out there and hit those fish pretty hard and be comfortable, and probably do it with the top water, which is the most. I mean, arguably, actually, not even arguably.
No, there is
I
no
don't even
argument.
Hands down. Let's just say it here.
The top water bite is the funnest, best. That is what's going to get you back on the water.
If you think otherwise, take your rods, put them in the trash, and pick up playing tennis or something.
To put this in perspective, you got a flute swimming through, and you're just, you're hitting it, you're letting it sink, and as it's sinking, that fish will hit it, and you'll just see your line moving. So you're going to set the hook.
Yeah.
But you put that top water on, you see that blow up happen.
Son.
Ooh.
Son, that's what we signed up for.
Slap your mama.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we signed up for. That top water explosion. I don't care what time of day it is. It's the best feeling.
That's
you
the
get
natural
that
crack
big,
that you
large
can't
mouth
buy.
come out, and it just swallows your bait. Man, that's the best.
But in the late summer, I'm not going to say it's unheard of to get a topwater bite at 2 p.m. when it's 100 degrees. But in my experience, I'm going to get that the first hour
Right.
After daylight and the last hour before sunset. So
The probability rate is higher.
yeah. So the oxygen levels aren't as high in that shallow water in the hot summertime, but those bait fish are coming up to feed at night, and where bait fish are, predator fish are.
Right.
And so basically when you go out late summer, look at the water column, think of it as the world around you. If you were a fish, basically if you were a fish, where would you be? Because you're looking for cool water, which is AC, for a fish, or you're looking for shade and cover and food nearby.
Right.
So look at those things. Use those electronics.
You're using electronics, man. Don't sleep on those bait balls, man.
Yeah.
Those fish use those for cover too. Got big bait balls floating overhead. Those big fish are sitting there under. Opportunistic feeders. They're going to come up and eat when they want. They're going to go down and rest when they want. Punch right through those
There's
things.
that age-old saying,
Get down.
find the bait, find the fish.
There
I've
it
heard
is.
that my
They're so
whole
much
life.
like us, man. They're looking for us. Just go to the buffet. They'll find us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Another thing about these baits is, you don't just put them on a rod and you throw them out there. There's a lot more technique to it. You can change the size of your line. You can change the size of your weight. You can change your cadence, how fast you're reeling it, how slow you're letting it. One thing that I noticed after I got live scope on my boat a long time ago.
That's a
is
flex.
I saw something that I was doing, and as we're all
Of course
guilty
you
of
did.
it.
You can see everything on live
What
scope.
can't you see with live scope?
You can see the future.
What you can't see is how much money you're going to end up doing out because of that stupid thing.
Yeah.
But what I caught myself doing is as I don't know what to chalk it up to, but my cadence changed naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed is when I had that out, I was casting it out. I was working that lure so fast back that I was never covering the column of the water that I wanted to. I was
money.
Subsurface.
That's money.
And when I saw that, I thought, man, I need to slow down. And when I slowed down, I watched. There was no fish. I was just watching what I was doing with that lure, and I gave myself the patience. We kind of tend to grow out of patience.
Yeah.
Especially
I had to
fishing.
retrain.
Yeah.
Especially power fishing, man.
Absolutely. It's not a 3/4 ounce jig with a nice trailer on it where you just boom hits the bottom and you pop it 3 or 4 times, you reel it up, you move on the next.
Yeah.
When you're fishing something that's like this,
Finesse.
it's very finessey, and what you have to do is you have to watch and you have to count that down. You're a little bit more. The technique is a little bit tighter.
So you need to really be in tune. So it's not like a whopper plopper. You're just covering water, fast as you can, covering the water.
Exactly.
So finesse fishing, take your time. Don't be discouraged, you throw, 10, 20 times, you don't get a bite. Because I've seen Robert do it with these flukes. You get out there and you finesse it long enough, you're going to start catching some fish.
So Robert, you hit your, I would say you hit your top 5 baits, right? Mm-hmm. But what you haven't hit is what you throw those baits and like where you use them. Like there's different areas of the water, whether it's grass, whether it's cover, whether it's that. Can you cover a little bit about like, this is what I use when I see this?
Sure. Again, 4x4 bait, a fluke for me. And if you want to see somebody really informative on a fluke, look at Fluke Master on on YouTube. You know, he's a great guy. He shows a lot of ways.
For that old Georgia hack.
Exactly. You know, you can rig these things a whole lot of different ways. But again, for me, that is the 4x4 lure.
That's like the
That
Jeep
is year-round.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
That's like the
Literally.
Jeep Wrangler of bass lures.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Never let you down.
Never afraid to throw it in like heavy wooded structure. You know, sometimes you'll pull up on a big tree that's underwater, and this tree could be 30 feet in there, and you see these fish. A lot of the times you just cast that in there, and you let that hit that limb. Once that, they're looking for the slightest movement to react. Once it hits that limb a certain way, and you pop it off of that, boom, he'll bite.
That reaction bite.
Exactly.
Instant.
I love throwing it on 10-pound test. Somebody could agree, somebody could disagree. 10-pound test.
Teach
I
your
like
own.
throwing a heavier stainless swivel barrel, weightless on the Fluke Texas rigged. And like I said, that stainless swivel is going to allow it to drop.
That's the weight you're looking for.
I can pop it, and it's going to have that natural kicking motion.
Now, when you're going to fish a fluke, in I guess reference to structure, whether it's structure, cover, is there anything that you know of that fluke just really stands out in this type of cover structure?
It really stands out in heavy structure like wood, brush piles.
Man, we've been in some pilings, dude.
Yeah.
Just some heavy woods. I mean, the boat don't have no room to move, but we can get some baits out in a lot of these timber. And I've seen Robert work those fluke and just pull fish after fish after fish.
And that's what makes it a really versatile and deadly late summer bait right there.
And that's, like I said, 4x4 lure. You can use that pretty much year-round, any kind of structure. Under the docks, in the trees, out in the open. When you get out there early in the morning and those white bass, I tell you what, that's when I go on full-on dodo mode, because I see that. I don't care if I'm in a tournament, I'm turning, I'm burning, I'm fixing to chase these white bass.
Yeah.
That's another good thing for top water. Large open water.
Yeah.
You know, don't go past your Texas rig. You know, on these ledges, that's where it's deeper. Texas rigs, your jigs, your heavier jigs, whether it's a football, whether it's a swim head, whatever case, a good jig with a trailer.
Yeah.
You can also take on a 45, and you can take you like a diving bait in any kind of a plug, whether it's, you know, you read your water. If it's 20 foot of water, you know, grab you a 15-foot diver, something with a good sized bill, and just kind of run it down that, you know.
Yeah.
You want to hit some of those rocks. You know, sometimes they'll want it where you're bouncing off of things. Sometimes they want it in the column. So, you know, that's another one
That
for
old
deep water.
DT10 in there.
That's right.
This is going to sound crazy, but there's another aspect to late season fishing, one that's more important than the fish itself. Any guesses what that is? It's you.
Oh.
You are the most important thing.
The fish ninja.
The fish ninja. So there's certain things that you need to do before you go out there on that 100-degree day, sun beating down on you.
Let me guess, you want to put your Crocs on, right? To stay cool? Put them in sport mode?
Crocs are probably the most important thing for not fishing.
Yeah, I was about to say, time out. Crocs are the worst thing to wear. I'll say this. You see me covered up. This is what you want to do on a hot day, man. The temps are high. The sun is screaming down on you, man. It's about 100 degrees out there. It's reflecting off the water. It's hitting you direct. You want to cover up. And I got this UPF 50 fishing shirt with a hood on it. I'm trying to cover up my neck. If you don't have a gator neck or something to cover, a face buff, and cover up your face, you know, you're going to get sun beat.
Right.
You got to cover up the hands if you can. I got a shirt that's got some thumb holes in it. And these shirts are good because they can get wet and they can dry off quick. And I use that as a tool, or I use that as a method to stay cool, man. I'll take a dip. I'll dip the shirt. I'll put it on and cool my whole body. I take a rag and put it in the water, put it around my neck. Anything I can do to keep my head in the game, man. That's what's going to have you having the most fun, because if it's hot and you're miserable, you're going to have a miserable time. But if you're having fun, man, and the bite is good, you're going to stay out there whether it's hot or not.
Right.
And that's what you got to do.
We got to remember, though, before, you know, you're talking when you're out, you're getting on the bank, you're jumping in the boat, you're about to take off, you know. when I go out like on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning, I got to remember the day before. We start hydrating. We start taking things like Liquid IV. There's so many great products that you can start the day before to prepare you for that.
Yeah, you want to hydrate, eat well too. You know, don't just think like, yeah, I'll grab.
By the looks of it, I've been eating well for a while, bro.
We talking like steak with the taters and everything, or are we
just eat some good meal, especially the morning.
But focus on the good stuff, right? Like if you're gonna go out there, what kind of snacks do you want to take out on the water? That's a good thing, you know, because are we talking about Little Debbie's and you know, peanut butter snacks? Or
me, I'm guilty. I take a smorgasbord of everything. I don't care what.
See,
we're
now
gonna
that's
do.
a good point.
You know, I balance it out. So I go in, I get the powdered donuts, but then I also get the beef jerky. But you know, I'll get the Snickers. And then I'll also turn around and get, you know, the Cliff Bar or something. You know, you got to balance it out. But by the time you leave the gas station, it's about $80 for the snacks.
That's what I was about to say. You'll spend 100 gallons of fuel and 150 on snacks.
So Robert hits the 3 Ps. He gets the powdered donuts, the protein, and the Pedialyte.
That's right.
What are your snacks, Jimmy?
Man, I kind of do the same snacks as I do with hunting.
Are they good or are they nasty? Nasty Jim has some nasty snacks.
So here's one of my go-to. You've had it. You've seen it. I like to do it when I'm fishing or hunting. Well, fishing if I got a cooler with me. And what I like to do, my wife, actually, I'm sitting here taking credit. My wife, she makes me these pinwheels.
Bomb.
Basically, it's just a tortilla with cream cheese. You got some seasoning. You got some vegetables in there.
Yep.
And then some turkey or ham. You roll that joker up. I swear to God, it will keep you like.
It's the Bombay, bro.
I might be aging myself, but what did Crocodile Dundee say? Tastes like shit, but it'll keep you alive. You know, so I'm like, but it actually doesn't. It's pretty good. But
it doesn't taste like shit for the record. That shit is good.
It doesn't, but it saves on that $80 to $150 bill snacks at the gas station.
What's that snack that you take out, Ben?
Yeah.
So I am. Y'all know this by now.
We all have a good snack, and then we all have like a you shouldn't
guilty
even
snack.
Be. You know, I'll tell you before you start. I'm gonna go back to my guilty snack, and this is gonna age me. I like grabbing a good old Big Red, dumping a bag of peanuts in that Big Red.
Bro, that's the
Tell me you have not.
So I do that with Dr. Pepper.
I do.
It doesn't matter as long as it's soda and peanuts.
I do Big Red and Paydays.
Oh man, that sounds good too.
Payday is when I go fishing. Ask my son, ask my wife. I always have a Payday candy bar.
That's a decent snack. I'll give you that.
It's a decent snack, and it's not chocolate. It doesn't melt.
I'll give you
That's
that.
the cool thing. You ever go to open up a candy bar when you're fishing, and that's just a melted glob?
Snickers is not the way to go, I can tell you.
I'm a Snickers fan, but I tell you what,
Snickers will melt on the way from the gas station, like from your hand to the truck.
Yeah,
it's not an M&M. That shit does melt in your hand.
Yeah. So I'm a grazer, man. Like I like to. I don't like to eat big, especially hunting or fishing. I like to snack, and I'm guilty of snacking for longer periods of time. But one thing I gotta have with me.
I'm gonna tell Ben. I don't know if this is what he's about to say, but I'm gonna see how well I know Ben.
All right.
He's probably got it in his pocket right now.
I know. Yeah, I know where he's going.
A pack of sunflower seeds.
That's it, man.
That dude's always got a pack of sunflower seeds.
I'm the guy annoying. I'm the annoying guy out in the field cracking on sunflower seeds.
Yep.
I gotta have sunflower seeds.
I remember that night we were raccoon hunting.
Yeah, man. I gotta have sunflower seeds, and then I always pack a couple of bags of like mixed nuts, and it's usually the ones that I look for the ones that say like the dried cranberries, or it's got a little something like that. And if I can't find that, I'm going with cashews. But those are always my snacks. And you know I will not go anywhere without some beef jerky. Yeah. Beef jerky is, I don't care what, that's the best quick form of protein to get in your body. It's just a dope, quick, small snack. Fits in your shirt pocket.
Beef jerky is such a great area, though, because, man, I've walked into, like, you know, the no-name gas station, and you look for that beef jerky, and you grab that $15 bag that has ounces in it, and you take that first bite.
If it has ounces on it,
literally, you take that first bite, it's like peppered cardboard.
What is your go-to jerky? I know we're getting off topic here, but I have a go-to. This is my jerky, and it's damn near the only one I want to eat.
This is getting way off subject, but I'm gonna go. I like making my own.
Fair.
I like making my own.
Fair.
I'm about to stock up, guys, on our snacks for the season because season's coming right around the corner.
My man.
And I'm about to stack us up on some venison jerky.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing that, dehydrating that, and having us a good couple of a good stash of vacuum sealed jerky. And I got every kind of way you want to season it. I just love doing it. It's therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to do. Now, if I can't make my own,
Your own what?
my own jerky,
What kind?
venison jerky.
My man said venison. You
Yeah.
drink your beer with your pinky out like that. That's just deer jerky. That's deer jerky. No, I'm joking.
Venison jerky. I like to dip myself, and I like to try a little bit of coriander in there, and maybe do a little bit of a. No, I don't. But
I don't like mine too fancy. I just like heavy pepper. I love pepper.
do you like the red peppers?
No. I mean like black pepper.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I like the red peppers in my.
I like the red pepper.
Yeah.
I like No Man's Land jerky. I don't know if any of you have ever tried No Man's Land, but it's that dry jerky. It's not the waxy, wet.
I hate that juicy jerky or
Yeah,
whatever,
no.
and it bends.
Yeah, I like that.
It shouldn't
dry
bend.
jerky.
It shouldn't bend.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it should break, right? Crack and break. That's the best jerky.
We went down south to Rock Springs and we stopped at this little gas station and walked in, and this guy had jerky galore on the wall. Anything from buffalo to oryx to like exotic stuff. right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, and you're like, I try
Allegedly.
one of everything.
Allegedly.
I go in there. I grab that old little brown paper sack.
Yeah.
The little tongs.
They had the
and I'm
little
like,
tongs, the plastic tongs.
One of these.
Yeah.
That
Bro,
wallet-
get to the gas station. It was
that
$62.
wallet left empty.
You
Yeah.
might as well have stopped at Buc-ee's, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I could have had a whole brisket for what I bought there. But don't get me wrong, it was pretty good.
Man, that's a bad thing. You'll pay more for fishing snacks than a steak dinner.
Damn straight.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes. You just stock up. Dude, I don't know what it is about Circle K's.
Yeah.
They have their own, they got their own brand.
Is it that Trapper or something like that?
No. Circle K has their own brand of
actual
like
Circle
nut.
K.
I know this about their bags of nuts because that's usually I go and I hit those up, right?
He knows all about.
I know all about the nut sacks, bro. So I go straight to the nut
aisle.
sacks, and they have their own brand, right?
Yeah.
Well, their brand is like $1 more than like the other like name. I guess their name brand, right? Different nuts or whatever. And I'm like, what is going on here? Usually, like store brands are cheaper. I know you won't catch that at HEB, bro.
So what about drinks? We're talking food on the boat. What kind of drinks are you bringing?
Lone Star Light.
Lone Star Light.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll drink to that.
If you're not drinking a Lone Star Light, you're drinking some lake water. If you're on the boat with Ben, is that what you're saying? No water, no Gatorade, no Pedialyte, no nothing.
Nah, I do like to do I like liquid IV. That's my go-to on the water or the field because it's easy to throw in. They come in packets. You throw them in your pocket and you bust them out, toss them in the water, pound that water, and you're good, man. I like watermelon flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
what
some
do you guys?
Those are hard
Watermelon.
to find.
What do you guys do to hydrate?
I'm a big water fan, dude. When I go out there, of course, you go to the gas station, you get whatever your morning snack is.
Yeah.
You got to have your morning snack, and then you buy your snacks for later snacks.
Yep.
So you have your morning snack. My morning snack is usually like a biscuit or something. And then I absolutely love like a vitamin
Very
water.
European of you.
Vitamin water is my go-to in the morning, and then after that, it's pretty much bottled water.
Is vitamin water the stuff that comes labeled like?
Vitamin water.
Vitamin water.
You know, it's just water, right?
No, it's vitamin water.
It's vitamin water, then. I like aloe water. You see me do it a lot.
We
like,
killed aloe water.
Yeah, I love the aloe water, especially the flavored aloe water. And I know it's got a lot of sugars and stuff
It
like
does,
that.
but
in
it's
it,
so good.
It is good, man. I mean,
And I feel like it's hydrating because I've never had a headache or like cramps or anything when I'm drinking that.
it is. I like to mix, regular water or Gatorade too. Just have that in a boat. And always a cold
good
beer.
Gatorade goes a long way, but
Yeah. What's favorite flavor? If you're buying a Gatorade, what color?
Oh, it's got to be purple, bro.
No, man.
I'm
I like
old-fashioned.
purple.
I'm old-fashioned.
You going
lemon
orange?
lime, the
Oh,
yellow.
lemon lime. Dude,
Dude, I'm a citrus fan.
you a OG.
Yeah.
I'm going with that green apple one, man.
Oh, so you're going fancy.
I tell you what, if you want to get the Hispanic side of me coming out, that cucumber lime, bro.
I was about to say that.
Fire.
Any of the
That
cucumber
stuff's
ones.
good, bro.
Yeah.
Any of those cucumber ones are fire.
The cucumber, anything, I'm down.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
That quickly derailed. Cucumber
did, but
was a win.
We got a cucumber color fluke right here.
right. That's right.
Cucumber.
Cucumber, fluke color. Yeah.
So we've gotten into some baits. We've gotten into the top water. We've gotten into the water. We've gotten into preparation. You know, for me, how would you summarize a good trip? You know, is it going to be what you're wearing? Is it going to be the boat you're riding in? It's going to be,
dude. It's gonna be friends, bro.
It's going to be the thousands of dollars of.
It's gonna be the friends.
of
Like
equipment.
if you go fishing if you go in fishing in August and you're going alone, it's gonna be rough. But if you're going fishing in August and you're taking some buddies with you, taking some kids, taking the family.
If you're going fishing in August.
Yeah.
You better have a buddy, because if you pass the hell out, you might be fugged out there.
Dude, have you ever had that happen?
It's kind of like going to the movies by yourself.
I had that happen on a kayak once, dude. I had to get I was like, I don't know if I was getting to the point where
Delirious?
I ran out of water and I ran out of beer. And that might have been the contributing factor to running out of water.
Yeah.
And I bumped into a buddy on the water who was on his kayak too. And as soon as I got to him, I was like, bro, you got any water? And he was like, here, man. I chugged that water, and I was like, man, I don't think I was going to. Because, you know, kayak fishing is a whole different topic, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting back to the ramp.
It's always the ride home that sucks, right?
And then
or the walk.
and recovery.
Yeah.
And then recovery, right? You got to get the kayak loaded and do all that. It's a little bit more. It's a little different than loading the boat.
I tell you, we fished the Leon at the end of the other side of the spillway on Belton one time, and we drug our kayaks from that parking lot all the way down. And I swear,
Put in just down below the dam,
just past the spillway, past the dam where all the rocky points are, and we made it almost to Highway 317 in Belton. I'm lying to you, we made it there, because I remember our friend Laura. We're like, it was hot. The river was not running, and we're looking left and right. Again, no drinks. And Laura's paddling with this zip-up kind of cooler style on the back of her deal. And we pull up on the bank, and she hops up on one of those pillars that has the concrete pillars come up. She pulls watermelon out of this bag, bro, and starts to cut it up into pieces. And, boy, we tore that watermelon up because that was a saving grace.
That was the best watermelon you ever had.
Dude, Ryan and all.
That's the equivalent of like the ice cream truck showing up, bro.
We're all dude. Like, we're over here dying, and you've had all these snacks this whole time, pulling out grapes, pulling out cucumbers with lemon already in them in little Ziploc bags. I mean, this chick was ready to roll.
Man, I haven't done it on the water. I've done it in the woods before. I took off on a hike one time. I used to do a lot of like...
You took a watermelon in the woods?
Nah, Man, I took off on this hike one time in Kansas, and I got about 12 miles out, and I didn't realize how far I was.
12 miles is not a hike, bro.
Yeah, dude, you were
That's
in
a trek.
Yeah, and when I say this, and for a lot of people think Kansas is just flat as this table is, not Northeast Kansas. No, that shit's not flat. Trust me. So
I know.
Yeah, about 12 miles into it, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I thought I had a lot more in me, but I called my wife. I said, there was a road about 2 miles away from me. And I said, I called my wife. I said, I'm going to drop you a pin. I'm 12 miles away. I need you to meet me at this pin and come pick me up. I'm done.
You didn't do the return trip.
I wasn't going to do
one-way ticket.
One-way ticket until my wife said, no, I can't come and get you.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit, what do I do? So this was
you drank your own urine.
No, I didn't drink I damn near did. I started.
You drank someone else's urine.
I started my 12 mile trek back.
Venison urine.
Out of water, out of food, and I damn near didn't make it back. It was late at night when I made it back. I didn't have a light I was super unprepared, and that's why we're talking about preparedness now. So if you're gonna go out there, just know that sometimes shit happens, and you may be out there longer than what you think you are. So
the real question is, did you come back with both socks?
Dude, I came back with blisters on my feet. You know the bad thing is, you know what I was wearing is muck boots. Bro, talk about wreck your feet
Swamp
after
feet.
20-something miles of rough walking. Be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
So now we know why we call him Nasty Jim.
That's right.
He had some nasty feet that day, and
Dude, I had some nasty everything.
Feet smelled like damp Fritos or something.
I had some nasty words to say to my wife that day.
bro, you ain't got a leg to stand on when you can't literally stand on your leg.
I'm still recovering from that day.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big hazard out there. You know, something that we overlook. We're having such a great time. We're just running and gunning, and the fish are biting or they're not biting. You know, we forget to look for signs, man. There's for me, if you're sweating really hard and all of a sudden you're dry.
Yeah.
If you start getting nauseous or headaches and stuff like that, you know, that's always something to look for. But I've seen, unfortunately, a few guys go down in the field out there working, and it's not a pretty sight.
No.
And we tend to push ourselves.
And that can get dangerous on the water.
Yep, absolutely.
That's
really
why
bad.
it's super important to prepare, man. And like we said, you know, the day before, make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you plan your attire. You want to make sure you're covering up. You want to make sure you're... It's probably not the most common thing in fishing, but I am one of those guys who covers... I wear long sleeves all the time fishing.
Mhm.
I'm trying to wear some kind of like... I wear shorts, right? But when I'm...
Jorts.
Nah, man, I'm not John Cena out here.
Can't see me.
But I definitely want to wear some shorts that, if I have to take a dip, I'll take a dip. You know what I mean? Or I definitely go on the side of the boat and try to splash some water on the back of my neck.
Or
Yeah.
fall out of it.
I have fallen out of a boat.
The good old take the hat off, a hat scoop.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
the
that
water and
all
put it
the
back on.
time, man.
That-
So those are some ways you can beat the heat, and that's really what we're talking about. You just got to beat the heat. You got to beat the hot temperatures and find out a way to outsmart these fish.
Let me ask you this. 20 years, not even 20 years ago, I know we're kind of aging ourselves, 15 years ago, did you think, did you worry about any of that stuff? Prepping, taking care of yourself, taking the right stuff? Was that a factor?
No.
For me, it wasn't. And for anybody younger than,
You-
40s, mid-40s.
You hit the nail on the head.
We think,
Age.
yes,
Yeah.
age. Like, take it from us. You want to do that. If you're younger, if you're in your 20s, you're, early 30s, and you're not thinking about that stuff now, think about it. Don't just start doing it
If
now.
you don't want to hydrate, don't hydrate. But number one, take care of your skin. That's something that will come back to bite you years down the road. That is one snake in the grass that nobody ever sees.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we've covered tactics. We've covered baits. We've covered prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into some tactics, right?
Sure.
We kind of talked about
We covered a few, but
water
yeah, we can go in more.
temperature. We covered that, but
I tell you one that's always kind of it's a really in depth, but it kind of gives and takes with different folks. It's kind of one of those, again, use what you brung. Electronics. It's such a big thing nowadays. You see all the controversy on all the fishing forums and fishing bass
and on the Cast and Blast
FLW.
podcast, we like to throw the live scope out there every time we can.
Well,
Let me tell ya.
when you talk electronics too, Robert, like it's not only for you boat guys. There's a lot of bank electronics that are out there. I used to have
Kayak
one.
fishermen, kayak
Kayak-
anglers have some of the most
Bro,
advanced
I've seen
technology.
kayaks outrig bass boats.
Yeah.
Unreal, like 2 10-inch graphs with the live scope and freaking double twin motors in the back, V12s by Ferrari, everything, you know?
Got the freaking
I'll take two,
outriggers.
please.
They got freaking power poles on kayaks and all that. Now they got kayaks that are damn near the size of a small John boat, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, guilty.
yeah, same.
yeah.
I mean, I've had my share of really ridiculous kayaks. I'm a big guy. I got to get on the water with something that's going to keep me afloat.
Yeah.
And that's going to usually be a big kayak. And I've had the biggest they have.
Yeah.
And we tend to kind of outfit them to fit our fishing needs. And sometimes it gets a little carried away. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's part of prepping for the fishing trip, right? Jimmy, you talked about when you go fishing, do you know, are you planning this? Do you know when you're going? Do you know, is this something you just go last minute or is this something you plan?
So for me personally, I'm a planner. So I'm not going to go on a huge fishing trip unannounced, just unplanned. Well, maybe. I mean,
We've done
ish.
some ad hoc fishing
Yeah, some
trips,
ad hoc-ish type stuff. But I'm going to take my time to get my stuff ready and get myself ready. So I will do it, but I'm not going to do it if it's going to be in any kind of way unsafe, if that makes sense. If I'm not ready, my gear's not ready, then I'm not going. I've had too many close calls, man, to where I'm to the age now.
That shows that's aging us, though, man. We're talking about like prepping for a fishing trip. I mean, it's just what you got to do, though, man. You got to get your tackle in order. You got to get your rods in order. I like to tie up different rigs on different rods, and have.
You got to have your leave. You got to forget to take your Metamucil in the morning. You got to get your shit together.
Yeah,
literally, literally.
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, we covered a lot of things. You know, bottom line, fishing in August is not easy, but it's not impossible. All you got to do is just plan, prepare, and just kind of hone in on a few tactics or a few different baits that are going to work best for you. And what works for you may not work for us, and what works for us may not work for you. But we're just sharing a few tactics that can kind of like get you on the water in late August. It's the hardest. I call it the hardest month to fish, man.
So what is your number one tactic? Then we'll go through. What is your number one tactic for late summer fishing?
For me, it's gonna be something that I don't do the rest of the season, and it's just my tactics. It's something I don't normally do,
Which is
and I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. It's going deep.
Yeah,
I don't really do that a lot.
I believe you.
I hit the shallows really fast and really hard, but I don't go deep. And here's what I do differently in August is
it doesn't go deep, but it hits the banks.
there you go. I mean, I'm really destroying the sides. You know what I mean? I'm focused on the sides.
You focus on the sides, get in the spot.
There you go. But in late August, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to find the coolest pockets of water.
How about you, Robert?
You know, man, ever since I've kind of changed up a little bit, I used to be a shallow water person. Lately, with all the change of the electronics and all the goodies you can put on your watercraft, I like fishing deep. You know, we're talking 25, 30 feet.
Especially the deep that you can see with a live scope.
Absolutely, man. There's so many things hidden, you know, that leads to another gateway of a whole nother conversation. But it hurts, in my opinion, it hurts the fishery because they don't have a time to hide. You used to, the beginning of the year, you know, you're out there, you're doing top water. By the middle of the year, you're kind of in the water column.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of the year, it's starting to cool off. Now you're going back and transitioning. So those fish had a time to go out and hide and chill out and rest and then come back and, you know, hit it again. Now with these electronics, man, I like fishing deep. Dude, it's an absolute blast to go out there. You find a rock or a brush that's 30 foot deep and put on these little bitty, like 1/8 ounce little swim bait, and you just let that sucker fall down, and you're just watching them jig. I mean, you're literally playing a video game.
You're sniping them.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
100%.
Sniping fish.
100%.
He's targeting them, and he's finding that one and pulling them up.
I've taken folks out on my boat that have no grasp of concept of anything electronics, and that live scope has always been the easiest to learn. You know, I've tried to teach them, you know, side imaging. I've tried to teach them down imaging, but whenever they get a grasp of that live scope, man, it is such a game changer. I could see why they want to take it out of some of these professional ones. You know, some of these, like Jacob Wheeler and all these guys, you know, they have certain periods now this year. They cannot use that.
I think that's fair,
I
man.
think Jacob Wheeler's on his period every damn tournament, but that's me, bro.
That dude's a fishing machine.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan?
Nah, that's just me.
I tell you who my other biggest fan is, and I just fanboy, Brandon Polinick. That is fishing animal, dude. I love watching him. He'll take that deep diving bait and that 360 by Humminbird.
Yeah.
And he's just crazy, but like, oh man, they're right there out there. They're out there.
Yeah, they're right there. Just get
30
them. 30
feet out, 15 foot under, bam. That means that takes sniping to a whole nother game.
My two bass tournament guys I'm watching, Brian Latimer, and is it Sherrock? Am I saying it right?
I'm not sure about that one.
He's a new. He's kind of like a younger
Shryock. Mm-hmm. I believe it's Shryock.
Yeah, dude.
Well, there's actually two of their brothers now.
Their brother, yeah. So Ken,
I believe so. Fletcher's
the younger one.
I'm butchering his last name. I'm not gonna say. I think it's Shryock.
Shryock I'm locked in. Those guys are.
Latimer's one cool dude.
Dude,
man.
Latimer,
I love
dude,
watching him. He looks like he could BS with the best of them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's
He's
some
got
of
a
the
cool vibe too.
yeah, some of the younger anglers or whatever. But, dude, Wheeler. Here's the thing. The dude's a beast. He's like Kobe Bryant. I used to hate.
No.
Yeah, like for me, I used to hate him because he wasn't on my team. Because he wasn't on my team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. He's that guy where you hate because you don't.
You hate him because he's so good.
Yeah.
No, dude, I love it.
That's what I was.
If
I
you're
used
on
to be.
top, you're on top.
That's what I was like angry. I was like, man, I'm just hating. That's all. It's not because he ain't good. He's good. I'm like, dude, man, he's
good
not on my
enough to
team.
have his own bait line, to have his own boat brand.
Dude, he's got a whole section at Academy now and all that. So
Ben's gonna meet him and be like, "Hey, man,
that would be the
I'm
worst.
on vacation.
I'm your fanboy.
Yeah, I booked this helicopter tour. You want to go with me?" Too soon.
I tell you what,
Sorry, I apologize.
You got to do what you got to do when you're in the moment. But yeah, man, I absolutely, it's fishing is fishing, and you always got to go out and you got to hunt what you got to. It's never easy, but yeah.
Oh man, that was
I'm usually the guy who goes over the edge, bro.
That was too much. All right.
Oh man. Well, let's summarize, guys.
Oh man, you sure you don't want to just close it at this point?
Yeah, let's cut it short. No, hey,
Summarize.
yeah.
First on the top of the list, go out and have fun.
Yeah, that's number
Don't
one.
go if you're not gonna enjoy it. I don't care what hobby it is. If you're not gonna enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah.
So number one for me, go out and have fun. It's called fishing, not catching. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the nature, enjoy just fishing.
If you're starting in on fishing, you've never fished before, my opinion only, don't start late season, start spring.
Yeah.
Don't start, late summer.
Even late fall's another great one.
Yeah, late fall's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And my advice would be fish early, fish the mornings, rest of the days, and maybe last hour of daylight in the remainder of the day. That's my tip.
Here's my tip about August, and then this is kind of like a sleeper tip. In August, most people are getting focused on midsummer, everybody's on the water.
Yeah.
Come late August, most people are families, boat owners,
Pleasure boaters.
Yep.
They're more getting ready for the families going back to school and doing all that stuff.
Fish after Labor Day.
Yeah, like it's really, you kind of get on the water and you're gonna find yourself kind of out there, the lonely boat.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm bored out here by myself.
Get out there, practice your presentations, practice your retrieve, and like Robert said, work on the different actions and be in different cadences. That's what I say, is like, this is your time to kind of be out there by yourself in that pocket you might not be able to get to in the spawn and all that. This is your time to go hit that pocket, practice your presentations.
There's a very important tactic that you talk about when you bring that up, Ben, and that's something that we actually didn't talk about, is cadence. And I say this, and I'm just going to drop this in here, and I'm going to back out because I say that because when you catch a fish, what do?
Get it in the boat.
Exactly. Exactly.
You get it in the boat.
So now you forgot how you worked that bait.
Probably take a picture.
Where you located that bait.
Got excited.
So there's a very important, so you're learning a pattern. That's the biggest thing for me, is the pattern. So don't forget the pattern. If you go out and you throw it a certain way, if you're reeling it a certain way, working it a certain way, and you catch two fish that way, it's called a pattern.
Yeah, and that's important. Most of us talk.
It's not always the same, though.
Most of us are on the boat and we're together, and we say that out loud. Man, I was bringing it back super slow, and I just decided to kind of go off the top or something.
Yeah.
And that's where the hit happened. That's where you're going to try to do it again.
Repeat
you try
that.
to repeat that.
It's called a pattern.
Exactly.
That's another tip. If you're out there with a buddy or two buddies, y'all throw something else, something different. Different lures to get the day started till you figure out what they're hitting on, and then
I say that a lot, man,
Yeah,
because when you're on the water, whether you're at the bank or whether you're on a boat, and we're both throwing the same thing, and we're both either catching or not catching, we're throwing the same thing.
Yeah,
we're throwing the same presentation.
That's actually a tournament tactic that I used to use. Is we throw different baits, and then once you
lock the color in,
once you lock it in, Now you make fine adjustments. What am I going to add? What am I going to take off? You know, if they're biting and they're ripping off the pinchers on the trailer from your jig, they're ripping the pinchers off. What are you going to do? You're going to come back. You're going to cut that body a little bit shorter. Bring those pinchers closer to that hook.
Maybe slow
so
it
that
down
bite-
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just adjust. Find adjustments.
Yep.
Well, guys, I mean, we shared some tactics, we shared some baits, we shared some preparation tips. You know, we were just trying to get you guys on the water. Late August, it's hot, but it doesn't mean fishing season's over.
No, sir.
There's really
never over.
There's
Never over.
never an end or a beginning to fishing season. Fishing's on in August. It's just a little different. And yes, we know it sucks because it's hot, but there's some things you can do to work around it, and that's what we want to share with you guys today. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. We're going to be bringing you another podcast every week. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. We're going to be dropping long format every week, and we're going to drop some short, straight. We call it the cut bait and short shots. So make sure you tune into our channel. Lock in. We're going to be here every week. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.